So remember the Comet Pizzagate scandal from 8 years ago? Regarding the WikiLeaks emails from Hillary regarding unusual pizza parties. Well, listen to this. The man Edgar Welch, who shot in the Comet Pizzeria, was recently shot on January 4th, 2025.
Moment at a pizza restaurant, a gunman with an assault rifle targeting a Washington, D.C. spot that's at the center of a fake news story about Hillary Clinton and a close aide. Our senior justice correspondent, Pierre Thomas, is there in Washington and has all the details for us. Good morning, Pierre.
Good morning, Robin. This case shows how fake news can lead to a dangerous situation.
In Pizzagate shooting is killed in confrontation with police. This article is by Hank Sanders and read by an automated voice. A man in North Carolina who fired a rifle inside a Washington restaurant in 2016 because he wrongly believed an internet conspiracy known as Pizzagate was fatally shot by the police in North Carolina over the weekend when he pulled out a gun during a traffic stop, the authorities said. The man, Edgar Maddison Welch, 36, of Salisbury, NC, was a passenger in a car on Saturday night when an officer with the Kannapolis Police Department recognized him from a prior arrest and believed there was an outstanding warrant over a felony probation violation. Chief Terry L. Spry of the Kannapolis Police Department said in a statement on Thursday. When the officer confirmed his suspicion and went to arrest him, Mr. Welch pulled out a handgun and pointed it at the officer, the police said. The police officer and his second officer ordered Mr. Welch to put his gun down. When he did not comply, they shot at him, the department said. Mr. Welch died on Monday at a hospital in Charlotte as a result of his injuries. Neither of the officers or any of the other passengers in the car were injured, Chief Spry said. Annette Prevette-Keller, Director of Communications for the City of Kannapolis, about 30 miles northeast of Charlotte, said that the city believed the man who was killed was the same person who was sentenced to 4 years in prison for the Pizzagate episode. He shared the same name, place of residence, and age. The shooting at Comet Ping Pong, a pizza parlor in Washington, came amid a frenzy of false online rumors and accusations during the 2016 presidential campaign that the restaurant was holding children as sex slaves as part of a child abuse ring led by Hillary Clinton. The conspiracy theory was started after people misinterpreted emails from the account of John Podesta, the chairman of Mrs. Clinton's campaign, that were released by WikiLeaks. On December 4, 2016, Mr. Welch, who went by Madison, drove 6 hours from Salisbury to Comet Ping Pong in northwest Washington to investigate the claims. He brought several guns with him and shortly after he arrived at the restaurant, fired an assault-like AR-15 rifle inside the restaurant. No one was harmed in the shooting, and Mr. Welch surrendered to the police. He later pleaded guilty in federal court to gun charges and received a 4-year prison term. In an interview with the New York Times shortly after the shooting, Mr. Welch admitted that the intel on this wasn't 100%. He was described in the article as being soft-spoken and polite, and he mentioned that he liked the outdoors. He also said he did not believe in conspiracy theories, but said the September 11, 2001 attacks needed to be re-examined. In the interview with the Times, Mr. Welch expressed remorse for his actions. "I regret how I handled the situation," he said. On Thursday, a Facebook user named Terry Tadlick Welch, who purported to be a parent of Mr. Welch, posted that he had some struggles in his life, but would be remembered for being the most generous, loving, compassionate soul, full of life and laughter. The North Carolina State Bureau of Investigation is continuing to investigate the shooting that resulted in Mr. Welch's death. The two officers who fired their guns are on administrative leave as part of standard protocol, Chief Spry's statement said. Kirsten Noyes contributed research.
This entire report of Edgar being shot dead doesn't make sense to me. The details are not lining up. Who were the several people that were in the car? Where were the witnesses? How did they recognize one out of several people? He wasn't the driver. I believe that this is a fake news story. Check out one of the posters for Comet Pizza's shows. They have bands that come frequently. This one is called Sex Stains, starting at 9 p.m. at $12 for all ages. But look at the title, Sex Stains. Comet Pizza has very bizarre operating hours. They say that they're family friendly, but they don't open until 5 p.m. during the week for pizza, not open for lunch, except for the weekends. Very, very bizarre hours. Why would anybody shoot behind closed doors looking for hidden children if there could be children behind that door? Fast forward 8 years. So I had a sensitive Facebook friend block me for comparing androgynous Pat from SNL to the Keystone cop Secret Security who was supposed to be protecting President Trump during the attempted assassination in Pennsylvania.
After Secret Service Barbie, a highly trained member of the Secret Service, removes her weapon from its holster for the very first time in her career. She struggles to return her pea shooter as though it's her first day on the job. Fortuitously, her skills from a previous life as an amateur actress come into play, allowing her to convincingly mimic the swift draw of the weapon and scan the horizon for threats. Chewing her gum nonchalantly, she attempts to exude a tactical demeanor, reminiscent of a fusion between the Blues Brothers and Rosie O'Donnell. Despite her efforts, our agent's attempt to return her wireless hole punch to its home results in another failure. While she may have faltered at this most basic of tasks, she certainly looked cool while doing it.
Curiously, the only picture that I can find of Edgar Welch when he turned himself in from nearly 8 years ago was this one, where it looks like the same Keystone cop working for the DC police this time. The interesting thing about this picture is that it's not the landscaping of Comet Pizza. It's also not 45 degrees with light showers, which was the weather on December 4th, 2016 in DC at 3 o'clock and on. I also can find no video footage of him turning himself in, but somebody was hiding behind a fence with a camera. If it was a body cam photograph, why would it be behind a picket fence? Just some of the many questions that I ponder.